Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pinnacle Fall Cup. Right now, we've got ourselves Eternal Fire versus Nexus, map number 2, the map of choice for Eternal Fire. On the T side of Dust 2. Map number 1, they took it in their favor. Fairly close affair. Still a very good, solid performance coming in. Woxic with a big triple opener. Giving the advantage here for the T side of Eternal Fire. They're looking to take this second map and make this a 2-0 win. However, right now, I don't know why Eternal Fire are running through mid while the bomb is still in T-spawn. That's a little bit of a weird affair. Blitz gets a kill onto Issa. And no one remembers that the bomb is still in their spawn. Okay, they're gonna go and retrieve it. They're using one player running to make the sound cues to try and bait the other in, and that's going to be more getting a double kill. A little bit dicey there, but in the end it is enough for Eternal Fire to win the round. Triple kill for Woxic in the pistol. That puts them nicely in the lead. My name is DK Truman, and I will be accompanying you on this best of 3. Which might just end in 2. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they win this 2-0. Definitely a very solid team. Eternal Fire, they've been looking better and better. Just don't put them up against Entropic and then they're A-okay. But then again, you can't put a lot of teams up against Entropic. For the rest, they've been winning everything the last 2 weeks. Nexus, I do love the new additions in the roster. And of course, Xelo being amazing. Right now, it looks like it's Eternal Fire pushing in. Xantares is so good, he even kills a teammate in the process. That's the only death that they've sustained on the side of Eternal Fire. But it's only BTN with the Deagle, no utility whatsoever, no kit. Only a Deagle and Kevlar helmet. Trying to keep the Deagle alive. But that should be Eternal Fire onto 2. And again, this is their bread and butter. This is their favorite map by far. However, if this map gets won by Nexus, we're going to be heading over towards a final decider map of Overpass. Which would be, honestly, anybody's game at that point. And with 4 Ts left standing, money is not too shabby. Of course, they would have liked to have 5 Ts left standing, but Xantares was like, nah, bro. Amor hit the dirt. Amor stop fragging in the server right now? No. No. Ooh, MP7. You don't get to see that one a lot of the time. And a nade stack towards A long won't result in towards anything. Blitz tries to go for the peak with the Deagle. Immediately get taken care of, and there's Lynx on site. Overwhelm, money making machine rushing through. Bomb should get planted, and the round is immediately over in favor of Eternal Fire. That's a 3-0 lead, and most of these rounds have been done in the blink of an eye. Actually looking to kill a couple of these remaining CTs. Not that the CTs have much to work with. And Ren is one of those, trying to dodge and weave his way through. Did not get spotted out by Issa though. So he's still creeping along. Flash comes out, Xelo with the tag. BTN gets a kill, and Ren tries to get Calyx as well. He actually does get the kill onto Calyx and picks up the 8K. Ooh, they save an 8K and a Galil right at the final seconds of the round. That is some very neat footwork coming in. So in all honesty, it looked like a perfect round from Eternal Fire, and just right at the last hurdle, they fumbled a couple of guns the wrong direction. Quick boost, of course, since they changed Suicide to have that little wall on top. You kind of need to go for the boost play up in front. But there's Xantares again, you know, classic Xantares, starting it off with an opening kill. Out towards A long, taken care of, and more, not even taking a bullet of damage for his troubles. And right now, it's A-long control for Eternal Fire, though BTN wants to go for the long-range op peak, considering he is alone in that situation. However, with the cross smokes coming in, it's going to be a bit more problematic, especially considering Woxic is holding it all the way in the back, and he spots out the side of BTN, kills secured. And they're trying to rush through the smoke, but Calyx even anticipates it, gets rid of Blitz, and it's Ren all alone. A clean sweep for Eternal Fire, 4-0, and they are starting this second map off banging. If you want to practice your banging, head on over towards tb.gg/3D aim trainer to compare yourself with the pros on your flick skills of the 3D aim trainer game. Of course, it's free on Steam if you want to try it out, and there's also a competition going on where you can win yourselves a piece of 500 euros worth of Razer gear. "3D aim trainer" is the name, and Poning Noobs is their game. Right now, Blitz, though, getting rid of him more. Does get them the man advantage. Double op setup for the CT side. Though a UMP. Okay, interesting choice of weaponry around the short angle. And Xantares here's Ren jumping down, trying to creep past the smoke. Headshot onto Xantares, but the bomb gets dropped and Ren locks them both down. Bomb control, picks up an AK in the process. That must mean that Nexus win the round most certainly. Considering Woxic is in a some spot with the op. Still got himself a nice little catch there, but it's the only catch that he manages to obtain. Triple up CT side setup. Okay, that's I mean, to be fair, there are not a lot of maps where you could go triple op. Dust 2 is probably one of them where you can. Dust 2, I think Old Train, well, Train was one map where you could go for it. Other maps, no, I think Dust 2 and Train are like the two maps. Maybe in Mirage. I think maybe CT Mirage could possibly have triple op setup, but it's not the greatest. I would definitely just, I think Dust 2 and Train are the biggest two. Though no early kills secured, but it's all of Eternal Fire out towards A-long. That means if anything gets pushed, they have no way of knowing what's coming through from the flank. Hitting the A-bomb site, they're already in. Amor takes down Blitz. Ren, however, through the smoke he goes. Needs to be careful of running back in towards the molly, though. But the bomb is dropped towards ramp, and you've got Amor towards Goose. Trying to get himself on the site. Xelo on the flank. This could be dangerous. Is it going to be expected? Woxic turns around in the nick of time, and Xelo didn't see it coming. The bomb can be retrieved, and Moore can go for the plant. The problem is he needs to get a safe angle to go for the plant. Because otherwise you can have people jumping around the corner. Long still hit that kill. And it's a Moore versus BTN 1v1. The IGL of Eternal Fire. Can he clutch it out? No, he cannot, because Moore is so good. He is 10-2 in the first 6 rounds of this map. Issa still on 0 kills, but look at that. Moore on 10, Woxic on 7. Stepping up massively, those two performers of the Turkish super team. The 5-1 lead, knocking down Nexus again. The triple op does not seem to be favoring them. Deagle versus op. Blitz gets the initial tag. And Xantares pouncing in. They do have the op on Xello though. And Longs on the flank. Tries to get the control in his aim, but currently is very much stuck. It's just they're going to rush him down. Woxic even gets rid of Xello, who tries to peek through the smoke with the AWP, but won't be able to gain anything for the CT side. 6-1, we might just get the full 7-1. Brazil coming through. Double op setup for the CT side. Again, Xello and Blitz. Blitzball. I don't know what the English name was for it, but I used to play Final Fantasy X in German. And the game in that, well, in the game was called Blitzball. Such a cool minigame. Right now, this is such a cool game so far. Longs with a double spray, gets himself the advantage out towards A Long, holds that position down, and he's got ramp in his favor. That pit. Well, Eternal Fire have to find a new avenue of attack. Especially now that Moore has been taken down. Top fragger for the T side. Though Xello, he's pretty quick on his draw. He's going aggressive once smoke comes out, and an immediate headshot onto Woxic. What a crisp, clean kill. The remaining T's pushing in, trying to get the bomb planted. It's going to be Calyx and Xantares to hold his backside, keep him safe. And a 4-on-2 retake of the A bomb site is fairly doable for the CT side. Xantares is going to get aggressive. There's no util left, so these are going to be tough fights, tough peaks. And Xantares expected the flash, so he looks away. But the CTs also didn't have any flashes to work with. That's a very unfortunate position to be in. Longs gets the last kill in the round. He gets a triple secured, and that's a 2-6 scoreline. Whereas Nexus is still 4 rounds behind. And still have plenty of cash to work with. A long push coming out, but the flashes force the CTs back. An immediate full-on control. Blitz actually gets tagged down to 11. Not dead. And that's the more crucial aspect considering he's got the AWP. But look at this. Ren in the meantime pushing through tunnels. But they need to be careful because there's an army of terrorists on the other side. Xello is going to slightly expect it, but on the left side... Somehow he crosses in, jumps back around the corner, gets himself to towards a safer pasture, but there's Ren in the tunnels. Bomb gets dropped. Xelo chimes in as well, and all of a sudden Eternal Fire get decimated. Oh, that is so much lucky timing for Nexus. It is unreal. And Amor just rushing for it. There's 4 CTs right behind the smoke. Not a chance in hell. 6-3, and Nexus, I mean, last map, it was a 5-1 lead for Eternal Fire, and it slowly dwindled step by step. Double op CT side setup. It looks like it's just going to be a straight B execute coming in with the pistols. The flash is blinding Ren back. Completely blinded in his defense. And Eternal Fire will be able to get the bomb plant in, but they only have pistols, and the flank comes out from BTN immediately afterwards as well. The pounce is already coming through. And at least they got the bomb planted, but for the rest, not a singular kill for Eternal Fire. They get the 800 extra bucks, but we'll have to forfeit the round. And now, well, they're closing that gap. Only 2-round lead for the Turkish side. Romanians slowly getting themselves back in the game. But it's Woxic with the immediate first kill. On to Xelo, taking that same aim duel long. So in the meantime, with the immediate trade in lower tunnels, will be found out by Issa. And look at that aggressive hold from Ren. With the op secured, peeking through mid-double doors. Still be holding it out. And the Molly will first Calyx back. We have a 3-on-3 ensuing, but missed shot from Woxic, costing his life dearly. And in the meantime, Ren towards mid is also tagged down to 41 HP. But that means that they should know that there's no one towards the B bomb site currently. Because there's 1 mid, 1 A long. And how are they going to be able to handle that information? Oh, they're just past each other inside the smoke. But it's turns around in time, gets the kill. It's all on to Blitz. 1v2 op in hand. But they know exactly where he is. Because he scoped in, made some noise, and they rush it towards that B bomb site. They have the smokes for the cross, and a 1v2 retake of the B bomb site is very, very hard. Especially if you're going to retake it with an AWP. But it seems he's going to stick with the Deagle instead. Won't be successful though, because Calyx immediately does deal with his opponent, and Eternal Fire back to a 3-round lead. But if you think that Nexus, for instance, could be able to get that 13.26 odds, don't forget to head over towards tb.gg/fall and use code FALL21 to sign up. Where you bet 10, you get 10. Place your bet. Don't forget, bet responsibly. And when the fun stops, you stop. Ooh, Xelo this time around gets rid of Xantares. Well, his little stepping stool has been obliterated. So, it's pretty much the name of the game between these two teams. It is concentrating. And now even the advantage for Amor. So, case in point, trading. With a double op setup for the CT side left. I mean, it's an interesting choice. 1 mid, 1 on towards the A bomb site. Not the most flexible on the defense, but it looks like it's going to be mid to B cross. Xelo, however, he's lying in wait, expecting the move to come through mid, and we'll be able to find another one. Forcing Eternal Fire to make another change in their plans. Honestly, it's probably better to try and deal with Blitz than with Xelo. However, as I say, that Blitz pretty quick respawns to Calyx. Gets tagged up by Woxic. And Woxic tries to cross in with his Glock in his hand, actually with a nade in his hand. Won't be able to find anything in the process. Right now, Eternal Fire's economy is actually busted. So this is most likely going to be a T-Eco, where Nexus might just be able to close the gap, and it's still not sure who's going to be able to win this half. With a Scout, 3 Deagles and a P250, Eternal Fire don't have the greatest arsenal. Just like the real arsenal isn't the greatest. Ooh, long range Scout. Ooh, that was crisp from Amor. Gets rid of the op towards a ramp. However, the op gets retrieved, and that's BTN by Calyx. He's been phenomenal on the Deagle, on Mirage as well, and continues his stride on Dust 2. What a crisp, clean headshot. Long range. Longs gets tagged up. One more Scout tag and he's dead, but Longs gets a double in the process. And it's a 3-on-2 retake with only 2 Deagles for the terrorists to use. Trying to cross in, but it's a tough one for Issa to defend. Doesn't even have armor. Needs to find the quick headshot. Won't be able to connect, and that's the round for Nexus. Still very costly. A couple of solid shots, but it's Nexus on 6. And only one round puts these two teams apart. The 2 CT ops again, Blitz and Xelo. I mean, that's been pretty much working for them every single time. Double op setup. A lot of these rounds are pretty close. It still does look slightly more Eternal Fight. I mean, it depends on how they will be able to perform on their CT side. But I love how aggressive Blitz is. I just love aggressive oppers. And just in general, aggressive players. Catching people off guard. BTN out towards A-Long. Another pickup for Nexus. But Xantares, he's already pushed up towards the A side. He's on the A bomb site. The only thing that they're lacking is, of course, the bomb. And that quickly needs to be recovered. But Issa coming from the other site. Big surprise, Ren did not know what hit him. All of a sudden, it's Blitz 1v3, and the T's are in complete opposite directions of each other. So he needs to fight very tough fights back to back to try and turn this round in his favor. Considering his team's economy, might be able to try and attempt to save. Honestly, that's probably for the better. But considering his position, fairly tough. Issa's just waiting. Lying in wait with his 4 trusted HP points. And that is Eternal Fire. They win this first half of the second map at the very least. Issa, 34 HP start taken. care of at the start of the round. But there's Woxic with the AWP towards short. The UMP from Longs tries to pick up the op, but takes too long. And there's Woxic coming through, but doesn't expect BTN to be towards short. However, more with the big save keeps his teammate alive. Woxic dancing with the devil and Issa. Oh my lord! How does he get checked? Oh, that was so unfortunate, though. It should not end too problematically because this looks very likely. Yes, indeed. 9-6. Eternal Fire with a 3-round lead after the first half. But that was that was a very sad affair. Both the CTs walk in front of you and you're like, easy, double kill. Thank you. And then one of them turns around. Whoops. My mistake. Why would you even look that way? Nonetheless, it is, again, a 9-6 scoreline, just like the first map. Will it be a repeat of that first map as well? We'll have to wait and see. Long range USB coming in. Issa together with Amor. Gotta be careful. Need to put that P250 in front if you want to take a fight against, in a long angle up against USPs. Though they almost line up perfectly. Issa, another one. Amor chimes in. The bomb gets dropped in tunnels. They have a singular smoke on the T side. But it's a 2-on-5 and it's easy destruction for Nexus. With Amor 2, Issa 3, a full house for the B bomb site defenders. And now it's just 5 Deagles for Nexus. With a bit of utility to back it up, though. 5 Deagles against 2 M4s, 2 MP9s, and a Scoot rushing out A long, quickly trying to get close and personal. But Galax, they don't know that they're that close. However, somehow Xantares still wins out that fight. That looked like it could have been absolutely disastrous. If he had a Tech 9 there, they would have been both destroyed. Luckily off to Deagle. Not the greatest run and gun. No, with the boost coming out. Calyx getting spotted through. Woxic, scout in hand. Xantares needs to find catches, but all of a sudden it's a 3-on-3, and this is not so clear cut as they would have liked on Eternal Fire. The flag being held by Xello. Another tag onto Issa as well. And Xantares down to 7 HP. This is very doable for the terrorist side. They've got the bomb planted. They've got themselves 2 Deagles to work with. Blitz gets tagged up in the process. But it's all on to Blitz, however. Issa with 5 HP remaining stays alive and they win the round. But Eternal Fire, what a close round. Way too close for comfort. As you can see, the odds over at our betting partner, Pinnacle, 1.014 for Eternal Fire. So 1.01 odds for them to win right now. Against 31, oh well, rounded up 32 times your initial investment. If you still think Nexus have a chance, if you believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi, then head over towards Pinnacle, TB.gg/fall, use code fall21, and when you bet 10 you get 10. Flash comes out, Calyx tagged up, but there's Woxic as well, holding out on that A long position. The Nexus push gets immediately decimated, and the M4s seem to be strong enough. And the push towards short. They've got Calyx hiding in Goose. Woxic is still all the way out towards long doors, so it's going to take a bit of a sprint to get him to help out. And the two B-bomb site defenders are also miles away. And the push coming in, but the peak is there. Luckily enough, there's Woxic with this third in the round. BTN's going to go for the plant. Molly comes in a little bit too late. Though BTN takes the fight against Woxic, will find the kill, and we have a 2-on-2 retake of the site. And through the smoke, the spray comes up, and the kills are there, and Nexus on towards 7. They saved up, of course, after the first round and got themselves some nice clean AKs and found the kills. And there are only 4 rounds separating these two teams. Push out A long though. They're very quick on the take. On Nexus. They love that A long take. And Eternal Fire, they went for a full investment, but their full investment's not much. Long range Scout Wars. Or Blitz AK Wars. Just like that, it looks like they're just going to have to forego with the sight. Xantares Scout in hand. It's only on 8 kills so far. Really not been having his second map at least. His first map was pretty okay. Started off pretty slow though. But yeah, just the 5-7, Deagle and Scout to be saved. Putting Nexus on towards 8. Only 3 rounds between the two teams. And, possible sweat for Eternal Fire. And they're just gonna rush in towards pit, waiting, keeping their guns alive as well on the terrorist side. Not too much to be discussed in the round. The only thing that Eternal Fire might be wary of right now is the fact that Nexus take A-long control, or at least push for A-long control very quickly in the round, multiple times now. There we've got Eternal Fire with the full on eco. The only guns that they have are the ones that they managed to save. Ooh, Ren tagged up. Still dangerous to play Scout Wars. Pushing in. Woxic though tries to find a catch, and honestly they need to be careful not to give him too many opportunities to start softening him up, because they're getting aggressive through mid. And yes, Amore's with the USP, but he's got backup of a Deagle towards short. They managed to cross through, and right now the A-bomb site is lost. And the retake's going to be fairly tough. They're going to at least attempt to try and find some pop shots. The flank from BTN up towards short. That's going to be the kills necessary to win the round, because Nexus are about to get themselves on towards number 9. And they're looking, honestly, pretty good on the T side. A little bit aggressive. Nice pop flashes for each other. I think there definitely are some avenues where Eternal Fire can abuse them. I think their B, like, they don't really like to take B tunnels control that much. They mainly have been focusing on mid/A. So if Eternal Fire get aggressive themselves, not in the next round, because that's going to be a full buy for Eternal Fire, but probably on like an eco round, you can definitely get aggressive. There we've got the AWP picked up for Xelo, but the odds over on your screen, now all of a sudden it went from 32 times your bet to 10, or I think slightly around the, yeah, that's a pretty big dive. From 1.01 to 1.06, and Xantares does get themselves the opening pick towards A, along with Woxic chiming in as well. They know exactly what we know, chat. That they love taking A-long control. And if you just immediately shut it down, you get the advantage. Seems to be the case right now. But they've lost a 3v5 before. So you kind of need to make sure that Ren is stuck. And he can't make a move. Well, Blitz. Long range against Woxic. The op is actually not even retrievable for the T side. But they might not know that Ren is still out towards A long. Because he's just hiding behind Bluebin the entire time. And Calyx gets surprised. Ren with a nice little peek coming in. And currently, Xantares in a tough spot. Will have to take one of the fights. And he does find Ren while he fades back towards A long. The site is going to be picked up. Bit of a kooky attempt from Woxic. But a 4-on-2 retake of the A bomb site. This should not be too tough. Especially now that it's a solo blitz. And he will be long range tapped away at. And more on 19 kills right now. He's looking pretty good. Xantares got a triple kill in the round. So he's starting to wake up a little bit more. And back to a 3-round lead for Eternal Fire. Though the terrorist side have enough money for a buy, even with that big AWP for Xelo. They can also drop him some utility. Right, guys? No? Okay, it seems they don't want to give their opera any util. That's sad. Well, instead, we're just gonna play the tunnel game this time around. No A-long performance. Issa getting tagged up by the op. Gotta be still careful, because Xelo is, even though he's not having a great Dust 2 game, he's still not someone that you can just trust to take a duel against. Oof, tag onto Ren, but not taken down just yet either. Both these hoppers at least found a tag to work with. There's Woxic. Drops the bomb actually on towards Xbox, which is not gigantic or anything, but it's a nice little addition. Woxic's up. Another one picked up, but Amor tries to get close in towards double doors mid. Will be losing his life, but in the meantime, Tunnels is being pushed, and this is a big flank. No, Issa, that was your chance to drop the bomb and give your team the advantage going forward. Xantares on the site will be found out by BTN and Woxic. Together with Issa in a 2 versus 3. Kukli gets shot at from behind. Xelo misses the initial shot, but Woxic all of a sudden makes it a 2-on-1, where Issa's creeping in, but it's being read by Xelo. Goes for the white peak, catches out Issa. We are back on track for Nexus to close that gap. Overpass seems slightly more likely by the round. Right now, the Deagle of Calyx And the rest of his team with only a couple of pistols. Trying to find as much as possible. Considering, of course, that they really need to keep the Nexus economy low. They need to force them on towards an eco at one point if they would win. To seal the deal and get themselves a solid advantage. Because right now this looks very likely like it's going to be a Nexus 11. At that point, you will have a full buy on the CT side. But if you lose that, you're on 12-12 with an eco, 13-12. You're losing control and grip of the game. Trying to find avenues here. Xantares peeking over the smoke, boosted up, but his teammate got blown to smithereens by BTN, and so did Xantares. Issa 1v4. How much can you get done? Nothing is the answer. Nothing can be done because he is found out by Xalo. Nexus only one round separates the two teams. Xalo takes a nasty little nade down to 50. Not that Nexus have the greatest economy still. I mean, BTN is pretty rich. Xalo is enough for an op buy. Renault and Longs also have something, but this is down to 800. So that would mean on a buy you'd have to drop him. That's probably one buy if they would lose this on Nexus, and then they'd most likely be on an eco. Which is the avenue for Eternal Fire if they want to try and win this in 2. So through mid doors they go. They creep in, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Xantares taken down. But with Blitz down to 12 and Xalo down to 50, this still becomes fairly doable for the CT side. I mean, both these teams are on edge right now. Nexus, they need this map to take it to that final deciding map of Overpass. So this is pretty crucial to secure it. There we've got Woxic trained with his AWP. And he gets a quick first. Peek in wide, but doesn't expect Xalo to go for the delayed peek up from short. Kill secured, bomb planted, and a retake coming in, but Blitz! He spots him more right before he reaches ramp. And all of a sudden, it's dwindling, it's getting crushed. Look at the HP. Longs on 4, Blitz on 8, Xalo on 50. Combined, they don't even have 100. But there's still 3 Ts alive, and that is exactly where the round ends, because Eternal Fire, they're going to have a tight scoreline up against Nexus, who are on a big comeback to try and take us to a final map, a final deciding overpass, which at this point, with how close these games have been so far, definitely looking forward to seeing these two teams duke it out for one more map. Now, as you can see, again, Retro with his great flicking skills. I should try that. I should also do some 3D aim training. Oh. Come on, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. Quick boost up towards short and Issa with the singular M4A1S that they've got. The singular rifle for Eternal Fire. Trying to peek over in towards their opponents, but the problem is, of course, that there is, well, no one there. So he won't be able to encounter anyone in an engagement. And with the A bomb site immediately lost, or is it immediately lost, Xantares? Nice headshot. Man advantage for the CT side. Weapon-wise, not the greatest. But they still have an M4A1S to work with. Never mind, they had one. The bomb gets planted. Calyx, yeah, everyone getting kind of crushed. With Lonx's quad kill in the round, 21 and 18. He goes 13 to 12 lead for Nexus. And somehow, Eternal Fire only managed so far to secure 3 rounds on the CT side, and 2 of those were the pistol and the round thereafter against an eco. Though they're going to go for a different play, double op setup for the CT side. It looked horrible for Nexus until they picked their own double op, so this might just be the way to turn it around. And there's Amor starting it off with the opening pick. That's well, one of the ops already coming through. Ran through the smoke. One random bullet finds his body and he's done for. But with the more taken down, that's one of the oppers out of the equation. But a man advantage for Eternal Fire. And the flank from Xantares gets only one. He got a little bit quick on his trigger finger. And now Blitz tagged up as well, down to 7 HP he goes. But look at how still dangerous Xelo is. And Blitz, to be fair. Luckily enough, Lonx is dead. "45 seconds left. They still have plenty of time to work with. And towards that B bomb site, if they find a clean entry onto Issa, that might still be their avenue back in towards this round. Because it is still dust too. And the B bomb site's still terrible to hold. Speaking of which, look at Xelo creeping in. This is problematic. Might be able to find a free kill. However, Issa spots him out first. Knows where Blitz is coming from. Issa shuts it down. Double kill. Round secured. Saves the secondary op. And Eternal Fire, they're tied up again. And again. And again. And Nexus, they call themselves a timeout. But this game is far from over. Which means, let's go OT, baby! Who wouldn't want to see a little bit of OT action coming through? Some nice 16k, easy money. Luckily enough, it's not as terrible anymore where you could just blow up mid with auto snipers. God, I'm so happy that that's gone. They've got Blitz on the op instead of Xelo, so he must have the better spawn, and that seems to be the case. He's going for the quick peek. Won't be able to fire because the flash sends the CT back, hurtled away. Well, in the meantime, rushing up A short. This is a bit of a surprise. They're already almost on site. Woxic, they have no idea that they're pushed so far forward. He spots them out. Lonx gets a quick kill. Double kill secured, and now Xantares needs to hold on towards the A site, but he's getting pushed in. However, he finds himself a third, and then more chimes in. What just happened? They have site control, and it's all onto the IGL of BTN. Bomb in hand, will be able to go for the plant, but it's a 2-on-1 retake of the A bomb site. Even throws a nasty nade on towards BTN, and what a turn of events. Xantares with a triple kill out towards A long, gives them a chance to get themselves back in the game. While BTN spotted by Issa, shut down, and Eternal Fire on 14. Nexus, still plenty of cash to work with, of course, but that round looked like it should have been so much more problematic for Eternal Fire. Luckily enough, Xantares is in the server, saving the Turkish squad. I miss the Space Soldiers organization. Does it still exist? I always liked their logo. And just in general, the team that they had. Out towards A long. They go, but Calyx spots BTN first, who tries to get the smoke to get rid of the molly that was burning his feet. Woxic on a bomb site, creeping in with his AWPs. Backup from Xantares as well. And very quickly, Nexus tried to win this round in the next 30 seconds. But gets put in a pretty problematic position. Namor as well uses the utility perfectly to disengage back on towards the B bomb site. 2 on 5. And Nexus, they don't have much money if they lose this round. So they need Xelo to find some openers, or they need to save. There's pretty much two routes that you could go. They could also just go for the save and play for OT, where Xelo can drop an AK. They've got, at that point, 2 AKs and an AWP, but they're going to go for the peak. They're going to go for the fight. Amor gets rid of Xelo, traded out quickly. But Blitz, even if he gets the kill, he needs to walk back in tunnels to get the bomb. And there's 4 CTs hunting for his life. The cross he tries to make will be unfortunate because Woxic has him locked and loaded, shut down. And with that, it is map and series point for the side of Eternal Fire. And Nexus' economy is not looking too great. Two AKs, 2 Mac-10s, and a Deck 9 to try and keep Eternal Fire from taking this series in a 2-0 fashion. So it's a B push, and B needs help because Amor's alone, and Amor's dead. That's the B bomb site lost. And a 4-on-4 retake of Dust to B site. This is definitely a chance for Nexus to extend the game. The real question is, do they really want to commit on Eternal Fire? I think so. I mean, they still have some cash if they lose this round. And they're going to toss in the utility, but Xelo starts it off with a kill. Op gets retrieved, they're falling back, and they're just going to save. Not even attempting to go for the retake. Time has dwindled a little bit too much, and it's one of the toughest bomb sites to retake in the game. It's even taken down in the process, though the Op can attempt to be saved. The problem right now is it's only Xantares who dies at the last second. Oh no, the humanity. He swaps the gun, and the moment he swaps it, they rush through next to Xbox, taking him down. Of course, they have enough money for an op on Woxic, but oh, that was so painful. That was 0.05 seconds or some shiz. Well, this is the question. Are we going to get a 16-14, ladies and gentlemen, or is this going to be a 15-15, also known as OT, overtime to be played? Last round in regulation, the full 30. And now we've got ourselves a Deagle on Calyx, an Op on Woxic. They still have a decent amount to work with. No kits, though, for the CT side. That's one bit of an issue. Xantares goes for the peek. Spots a little bit of a nasty move forward. Four CTs up short. And then very good nade thrown in, softening them up. The Xantares needs to be careful. They're already closer. Ooh, luckily enough, they backed off because he had a smoke, a nade in his hand, was still swapping guns. He could have been easily found out. Oh, this is so risky. This is so incredibly, insanely risky from Xantares. The smoke dissipates, and they know he's close range, so he needs to fall back. Tried to go for a nice little cheeky play, but it does not work in his favor. Woxic, however, gets rid of Longs. And on the cross, another one caught. Make that triple. Woxic, 3 kills secured. Make that a quad. Last one out. A Long wants the ace, but